Oh my goodness, it's DQ.
Never been back here.
This is pretty cool back here.
Is it really?
Yeah, no, this is neat.
Nice.
You want to grab a headset and talk for a second?
Sure.
DQ's joining
My
us. along with
favorite
Holly.
person. Oh my goodness, my favorite person tonight is coming to sit by me. Hi, DQ.
Hello, Miss Holly. How are you?
Oh, I am good. How are you?
I'm trying to entertain the table.
Evidently, you've been entertaining me all damn night.
That's good. I try.
So you just taking a few minute break, or
Yeah, no, we're going to play afterward, but when you play 64% of the hands or whatever else.
Yeah, you did. You know, your VPIP was a little bit lower than I was expecting tonight.
Paul said it was very low.
Well, you know what? A lot of times it is, but several times I made the mistake of looking at my cards, and then I folded.
You know, it's interesting. I got to thinking about your strategy for that. You know, calling a pre-flop bet without knowledge of what your cards are. You know, if you're deep enough, that's actually not a bad thing, because if you look at that's the advantage of a straddle. You know,
It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, exactly, and you know,
It's got me at 7.6, but I got like 14 in front of me, but that's okay.
Right? Did you add on some plaques?
Stole them.
Okay.
Went right into the back, reached them, grabbed them.
When Chuck wasn't looking.
Took some from Chaz, took some from SETI, and I took the only one that Trey had. Thank you, Trey. That was nice.
did you get Trey's Pokemon in the first part?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that was rough.
No, it wasn't.
I mean,
It
it's
was
good
really
for you.
Yeah, it wasn't rough.
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean, for him.
He was lonely without a Pokemon, so he had to take mine.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you know, we had a good time. I
Yes.
mean, it was a lot of fun. It's a shame that you all can't hear everything that
Right.
we're talking about at the table, because you
Right.
can see there's a lot of laughter, a lot of
Oh my goodness. I was telling them
stupid stuff going on.
It was crazy. I was telling them about some of the conversations that go on in there earlier, and that really tells the story too. You know, is the temperament. Now, one thing that I'm surprised about: there's been no giant hand tonight.
No, there hasn't. I've tried. I mean, I'm sleeping $200. I'm straddling $200. I'm trying to get any action that I can at the table, but I don't know. For some reason, I don't think the cards are just falling right, because there's never been a real opportunity.
Well,
Right.
there hadn't been a big hand. I mean, there's been a couple of, pretty good sized hands, but relative to what's sitting on the table, and
There's
the
been some
players
great
that are
folds
there.
because Rhonda limps in with aces. Chaz makes it 1,100. You call with Jack 9 suited. She makes it 8,000 or whatever, and she comes back around to her.
Yep.
And everybody snap folds. So, I mean, it's very hard to call, 8,000 when you got 1,000 out there. But
Well, it's
the
true.
the play hasn't been given that action to make a big hand happen. So,
No, it hasn't. But at the same time, very few people, other than maybe me or Chaz at that table, will just make a loose call like that. Even with my Jack 9 of clubs, right?
Right.
Everybody else, I'm sure on the live stream, is like, "There's no way you called." Oh shit, he called. What's he doing? Because I'm calling for maximum punishment, right? So when Chaz makes that bet, and I call with Jack 9 of clubs, and I think about it, I think I probably took a full 4 seconds that time.
yeah.
And the only thing I could think of was, oh my God, please come out, please come out, please. I'm going to hurt Chaz. It's going to be funny, and I'm
Right.
going to laugh. And then Rhonda came in and just said, nope, no one's playing. Oh, look at this hand right now. Look what we got going on over here. Edward's got ace queen. He's almost up to 7% VPIP. Good for you, Edward. That was a joke. Big Daddy with ace king suited. 3 bets to 225. Oh, wait, that's me. I'm in the hand. 4-3 of hearts. You know I'm calling that. There's no way I'm
Oh my
missing
goodness!
But you
Is
look
there
at
something?
it. Do you always look when
DQ
there's
yeah.
that. If there's a double bet,
three
I always
bet?
look. Always
Three
look.
bet? Yeah.
If there's a 3 bet, I always look.
Okay.
There's no reason to just be completely ridiculous.
Hey, I got to give credit where credit's due. That was a good bluff earlier today.
Thank you.
I'm fist bumping my main man DQ. Huh?
That's not what you said.
Well, we were talking about your hand, too, because she showed a queen, you showed a jack, and we were saying he could easily have Jack 9 there.
Yeah.
Where it ran out 9-9. Easily.
And Jack 9 is my favorite hand, so
Well, and
I love playing it.
and also, I mean, again,
Oh, wow. Chaz got
Whoa.
outflopped.
Yep.
Oh, man, he's going to make us
Yeah, see, I mean,
$400 or $500 bet, right?
I got to have some sort of opportunities here, but he's going to bet. They didn't say what he bet, but I think he bet 400 or 500.
Yeah.
And then
500, yeah.
Edward's just going to come in and raise it up. He called. See, as you're looking over here.
It's probably going to go check here.
Chaz obviously thinks he's good over here. No, Chaz never checks. He's not. He's going to keep the pedal down. He'll always keep trying to go for it, especially when he feels like he has the best hand. So
yeah, with ace king on that board, it's
1275.
Well, and you got to remember Edward didn't raise pre-flop, so he has to think his ace king is good, and maybe Edward's on a flush draw or something like that. Obviously, we can see he doesn't, but
yeah.
And then after so long, Edwards, I'm sure, going to take a look and just go, you know what, I'm done with this. Let me just take the hand now. Because, Edwards got to be sitting there thinking, okay, what's he calling? What's he raising with? Does he have the flush draw? So there's no way Edwards putting him on ace-king when he's got ace-queen. So, yeah, there you go. See, he's pulled out 1,300 there. But I'd be surprised if he just called and didn't go all in. Because I don't think you want to give Chaz a free card of the river. Yeah, there he goes. He goes all in.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Unless it's DQ donking off his chips, every normal poker player is going to fold.
Well, you know what, DQ, we were talking in here today, and I was really giving you some props. Your range is so wide, and as an opponent who's played against you, I mean, you're difficult. I mean, and again, that's kind of the point of this game. And so, I try and take positive and good things away from, every session. And it's been a pleasure, playing with you, because I've learned some kind of new tricks and that sort of thing. So,
well, when you get to know the players and, good quality players like yourself who play good cards, sometimes when you're trying to win money, sometimes you got to play the opposite cards. And so I don't mind taking the risks playing the opposite cards, because when I do hit those, I'm going to win far more money than if I call you with good cards and then I just fold on the flop. Right. I can keep that going 2-3 streets down.
All right. You know that hand that I got busted out with Trey. He had no idea where I was at. None. Yeah, and again, that was playing those small suited connectors with position, and I had a lot of equity there. Whenever I got busted out, and it just it was what it was. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Trey probably thought that you were steaming a little bit, making a move, and he decided to sit in there and call and so forth. Yeah. And so
Well, I told them the mistake that I made was rather than make it 1,100 right there. I mean, if I have to be self-critical and whatnot, I say shove in. And instead of make it 1,100, if I shove,
he's going to fold.
I get my fold equity.
Of course,
yeah,
absolutely. But what happens is as players, when we're playing these cash games, right, we're trying to make as much money as possible. So we want to keep them there, thinking that we have the best hand. So we don't necessarily make that shove that we know we're supposed to do. It's only when we go back and we sit down and review it, we think about it after, we're like, oh man, if I had just done this, this would have most likely happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, we were talking about when Chaz made it 800 and you made it 3,000.
Right.
Like I say, you can never call there, because this is what DQ did all night. Was he played the 7-3, the 5-3. Now he's got the hand that he wants to crush you with, and you can't call.
Right.
Well, but the 3-5 that you did get called on over there.
By Jesse's queen.
Yeah, I was going to say your play prior to that's what got you paid.
Well, and I made the mistake on Raoul because I actually thought I had 4-5 and I thought I had the straight. So I made the big bet on the river for like 575, but not too big. I wanted him to call. And I even said I got a straight, and I flipped over my cards and went, oh, crud.
Right, because he took him a second to show. I was like,
right.
You were showing no pairs, and he's like, he hesitates, like,
wakes up with trips.
Well, while he was still thinking about it, because I miscalled my hand, I made sure to let him know that, I made that mistake there. So, but that's also the beauty of having a large range, is that when you have a large range, when you have a really good hand, no one believes you at that point. And when they don't believe you, sometimes they'll make those calls.
Yeah, but some of us believe you sometimes.
Well, and that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point is I'm trying to get you off of hands to do that.
That's twice, DQ. That's twice.
That is twice. I agree. Did I win both those? I did? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all can't see. She just gave me the look. See, like right now, here I am calling with pocket deuces. Chaz has got pocket sevens. We don't know what Edward has. And even though it doesn't work out for me, the only thing I could sit there and think of is, oh my gosh, all I did was smooth call with pocket deuces. If a deuce comes up, there's no way.
Oh, it's a trap. Nobody's going to put you on that.
Right. It's exactly what it is.
Well, and the thing about it is, in the cutoff, especially, I mean, maybe a little bit later position, but not.
But a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, on the button was what I was trying to say. You know what I meant?
I try to apply as much pressure as I can to every player that we play with, good, bad, or indifferent. And sometimes it works. And
Are
sometimes
you
it doesn't.
talking to a lot of players when you're in the hand with them?
I talk to
absolutely.
every
Okay, because I see
player.
you turn but we can't hear it, of course, and sometimes they pan away. But we see you initially
Well,
look
he's
at
looking
them.
okay, the hand that he bluffed me off, Holly. He's going like this, Holly, fold. And the funny part about it is
I didn't. Well, here's what I don't do. So I don't sit there and lie about my hands. I don't sit there and say I have a hand when I don't have it. Like I just don't dishonor the game that way. But I was politely asking her to fold. That was actually very sincere. She had me beat.
Right.
So I wasn't doing anything dishonest. I was like, Holly, fold, Holly. You need to fold.
The thing about it is I had the Queen of Diamonds, and interestingly enough, when I threw them out there and told you, I said, pick one.
Yeah.
I knew
what it was.
Had I laid the diamond over there, that would have put a little reverse pressure, and that's what I was looking. You just picked the wrong dang one.
Well.
But look. Interestingly, you notice the poking back and forth, between us. I mean, there's a lot of mutual respect for everybody at that table.
Right.
And every person that's sitting at that table.
Everybody but Trey. Look, when he comes back and listens to us, nobody respects Trey. There's no way. But everybody else.
He has my Pokemon, so he has my respect at least for tonight.
Look at him sitting over there. He's like, "Yep, I got a Pokemon."
I know, and he's got it sitting up there. That's you know who that is? Which Pokemon that is? That's Fennekin.
Finnegan. I don't even know how this thing started. It started a while back, and next thing I know, I won a few hands, and I started getting Pokemon.
Have you played with Randy in seat 10 before or 9?
Randy and I have played a lot of times together, and Randy has not had the success against me that he's wanted.
Well, Rhonda had aces against his jacks. The board was 8 high. He raised, she re-raised, he called. The board was 8 high. She bet, and he folded.
Right.
I was like, wow, that's super strong.
He is really good at determining when he's beat.
Who,
However,
Randy?
Yeah. But the problem is that at the same time, players like that, you can also bluff the hell out of them.
Yeah, you can exploit scare
you can
cards.
Exploit the hell out of them, so that when they have jacks, they don't have that gumption to turn around and just keep calling. Even though he was behind there,
he was behind, but the board said he was good.
But more times than not, he's going to be thinking he's good. So when somebody raises players like that and they fold, that just says how good of a play that Rhonda made at that point in time to get somebody like that folding.
Well, what's interesting about this game tonight, with the denominations being 5-5-25, people bought in. I didn't even think about it tonight when I got here. I think I brought $3,000 and I found $400 in my wallets that was hiding somewhere there. So I was like, okay, I think because everybody was so deep stacked tonight, it became a much more fundamentally sound poker game and not the the kind of the loose crazy action that we've had and just the 5-5 game last week was way more action than this on Thursday.
See, I don't know what happened because Poker Traveler bought in for 4, Chaz bought in for 5, the other guy bought in for 4,200, but then I saw
somebody comes in and bumps it up to 10.
Rhonda had 10 right off the bat.
It was me. I came in and I bought in for 6, not knowing what everybody's going to buy for it. Then Seti goes, nope, and he adds on. Then Chaz goes, well, you guys are not outdoing me.
Right.
And then Rhonda says, well, give me 10. Next thing you know, we're all sitting there with like 10,000.
Yeah.
But poor Holly over here didn't get the memo.
Right.
No, evidently
And so,
not.
she was inadvertently playing short stack. And so, it's just one of those different things over there.
We saw you and Raul played a lot of hands together tonight.
I've never
Was
played
that
with
just
Raul. I've never
by
played
random?
With him. Yeah, so I've never played with him before. So I realize that everybody in the live stream thinks it's ridiculous. I was willing to lose to Raul 4 or 5 times and call his bets. I just needed to see the range of hands that he plays. But that will never happen twice.
Okay.
So I just, I've got a great memory for these types of things and the people I play with. I've never seen the guy, never played with him. But the next time he plays in the live stream, it'll be an entirely different scenario.
Right.
And I'll have him trapped really well because I've got his range down pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got yours down too.
Because it just seemed like it was just
Ace
showed
to
you.
deuce.
Yes, my range is ace to deuce unsuited.
Exactly.
But, even when you're playing somebody like Raul, I even put on the live stream that I just called
Right,
off
the one time you called-
$1,500 in total just because I just wanted to see what he played with. I needed to
Right.
be able to see if it's exactly what I put him on. He's a very good player, but he also doesn't have a big range. So
No.
because he doesn't have a big range, that helps me out in the future for knowing.
We're talking back here, and every time we looked up, we go, "Shit, it's Raul and DQ again. What the hell?"
Well,
you know,
that's
like,
because no
are
one
you
else-
Are you? I wasn't sure. I didn't see the action pre-flop, so I wasn't sure if he bet, he
No.
raised and you called, or if you had raised and he had called, and then we see the hands like, okay, well, it had to go this way.
Well, Jesse's
really-
got a nice little flush draw here.
It's one of those things where because there's so many people
Had one.
deep stack on the table that if I've got $25 or $50 on the table and somebody's going to raise it to 200 or 175 or 225, look, I don't care how bad my hand is, I can catch up.
Right.
Right. That's the way I look at it. Turns out it didn't always work, and Raul won every single flop against me. But that was okay because I know where his range is, and so the next time that we go to play together, I will have a distinct advantage over that. Plus, he also got the benefit of sitting where he is, so
Right.
he get to watch me do my DQ stuff.
Right.
You
You
know,
got to see quite a few
and-
hands
and-
before we got to play against you.
And I'll give credit where credit's due. It's it's intimidating when you're sitting on a short stack. And again, I'm just giving you my perspective of it. Okay, like the hand and the queens. I'm like, do I want to? I mean, because I was sitting there thinking to myself, I either have to fold this bluff or I've got to jam it. And I elected, and again, based on the interactions that we've had before, I'm like, you know what? This is like the second or third hand of the stream, or no, maybe 30 minutes into it, whatever. Do I want my night to be over with yet? And then you ask a pretty interesting question, JT did, and think about this, DQ. Okay, let's say that I did call that off. Okay, and I think you made it 900 or whatever on the
950, I think it was.
yeah.
950.
And how would that? Because that actually would have changed my range had I won that hand. Because then I would have gone up a little over.
You'd been right around 5,000.
It'd have been right around 5,000, and that would have definitely changed my range. It would have changed, my thought process on the hands that I play.
We had somebody on the chat over here making this funny little comment saying, it's really easy to do with your big stack, but try it with a short stack. And for those people that have never played with me, I play the same whether I've got a deep stack or a small stack. So I think it makes it more difficult. And I have a lot of respect. I watch all these people in the live stream, and man, there's some great poker players that do that. And they're either semi-pros or they're trying to round and they're doing their things or whatever else. I'm literally just out here having fun. And, kind of JT, as we talked about before, there's a few of us on that table that our only goal is maximum pain. Like if I can felt somebody, like when I beat Trey, oh man, giving him the chorizo, it was absolutely, it was worth every single bit of it.
Well, do you remember our conversation sitting there at the table? I'm not sure I can say that word, but I think it
I
has
don't
something.
think you can. I'm not even sure we should be talking about that on the live stream right now.
They're going.
Maximum pain. What was it?
Maximum pain.
That's DQ. They're saying who was talking about hurting people?
Oh, sorry, DQ talking.
That's
Oh
DQ.
my God! Yeah, DQ's getting
Sitting in
going.
seat 4, as you can see him right there playing. But
Eating
he's,
my little M&Ms. Needed to have a little snack. Brought some M&Ms.
Hey, where'd you get that chair? Or do you tote that with you everywhere you go and play, or do
No,
they keep
so-
that here for you?
I've got some back pains and stuff from some cancer that I've had, and so for anybody who's ever played with me has always known that I carry a pillow everywhere. I bring it to every game, and everybody makes fun of me whenever I walk into any card house, any game. But I have to do it for the comfort. And after a while, I finally just asked the owners, listen, can I please just buy my own chair, bring it, whatever else? And so we had dinner last Wednesday, and they said, sure. Before they could change their mind, I was on the computer on Thursday.
Having it delivered.
I paid like extra to have it like 2 days sent to me. Last night, I'm putting it together. I brought it into Rounders over here, and they agreed to just keep the chair here so that way I can do that. And so a lot of us, we're going to go play another live stream next Monday at a different place. And if that works out, I might go buy myself a chair and leave it up there too, so I don't have to bring pillows.
Wonderful. You were telling us a story today, that you'd kind of, dealt with some life challenges and whatnot. And you know what was really remarkable to me is your zest and your love of life, and you can tell that in the way that you play. and there's no fear there, and that's impressive. And so, anyways, just
Well, it's also
kudos
incredibly
to you.
stupid. It's also incredibly stupid. I mean, look, as if y'all don't know, I host a regular Friday game at Rounders, 4:00, and it's a 5-10 game with a $5 ante, and it plays significantly bigger than this one does over here. And everybody shows up to play all the time, and they don't show up because I'm just such a fun player. They show up to watch me punt. However, there have been quite a bit of times when I was the receiver. Tonight I've punted quite a bit, and that's okay. I'm still going to play the exact same way every single time. Look at this, El Thunderbird over here flopping a set over here. We don't know what Edward has because he hasn't looked over here. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe Edward here has pocket kings. He has not shown his hand. So for Thunderbird over here to have pocket fours, there's no way anybody's putting him on pocket fours because there was a big pre-flop raise, right? And Thunderbird called it. And so then Edward turns around and he makes the bet on the flop. Thunderbird just flats. So we'll see what he's going to do over here because now we've obviously still have the straight draw out there. Now we've got a flush draw out there. We've even got a backdoor straight draw with that if you had a 5-6, 5-6 of spades.
5-6.
And so, now Edward goes ahead and checks, and Thunderbird's going to make his move over here. And it'll be interesting to see when he bets what Edward does. Does he call it? Does he look at it? Is it suspicious to him? If I'm right and he still has pocket kings, then he is literally going to, he's going to call thinking he's still good.
Yeah.
So he wants to fade a spade or a straight
he's
card.
He's got to fade a spade, a straight card.
He needs a 3, a 2, something like that, and he'll.
Look at that. So if you're putting Thunderbird on a straight draw, even the flush draw on the turn, and the queen comes.
And you have no idea he's on a boat. It's such a cooler.
Well, and also the L Thunderbird hand, for those of you that don't know, is Jack 7. So so Trey will play Jack 7 like he plays aces, the same way I play Jack 9 suited.
And 3-5.
And so even, yes, even 3-5. And so even if you put him on Jack 7, you're thinking, gosh, Trey just got counterfeited on the river. But Trey looks like he is just going to about tee it off for a giant bet over here. And we'll take a look and see what we can't really see what the bet is because the dealer there.
1,800 maybe.
1,800. It was
half pot size.
It was a fairly substantial bet there. I do remember that.
Yeah, 1,700.
And what he's doing is he's putting Edward to the test here because Edward has got what 7% VPIP at this time. He's only playing quality hands over here. So Edward has to be sitting here going, okay, what the hell just happened? Like, how did I go from being first pre-flop? First what he thought was on the flop, first on the turn, to now being behind. And so he's going through all the different ranges that L Thunderbird has. And L Thunderbird's a very good player. So when you have a good player who makes a bet like that, you just naturally don't think he's bluffing. So I would imagine that Edward's going to get away from this.
Yeah, I'm thinking that right now, I'm thinking that he just won with Ace Queen against Ace King against Big Daddy Chaz. And now he's thinking the Ace Queen came back to bite me in the butt.
Yeah, and
with
then
him flopping top pair. And then rivering 3 of a kind.
Yeah, Kurt, you're right. Max Payne does equal overbet exploit. You are 100% correct there. And yet I still do it every time. Yes. Yeah. Listen, I'm not, when I come onto the live streams to play, I'm not sitting here trying to play tight quality poker. If I try to mimic my game out of anybody, it would be Sunny if she's still on the live stream, because after watching her a few weeks ago, that's about what I decided. Cool. Yeah, that's about what I decided to play. Hell, if Sunny's going to do this, I'm going to do this too. The only thing I didn't do was, jump all over the table, but I almost did a couple of times.
But you know what?
Love you, Sonny, if you're still out there.
Yeah, absolutely, Sonny. That was impressive
Look,
to
he
watch.
folded.
Miss Holly loves you.
Yeah, see, but that's why Edward, by the way, is a good solid player. Like, he was able to sniff it out and know he was beat. And although that's really tough to lay down kings,
as I'm saying, a 2 or 3 comes on the river, he's calling any bet.
Well, but think about this. So, good players who are not as good as Edward, they would have shoved on the turn.
Yes.
Right? They would have shoved on the turn. They wouldn't have given somebody the ability to what he thinks is catch up with that queen. He didn't know. Now, as it turns out, Trey actually showed him that he had a full house after Edward showed it. So, we've all been very good tonight. We're not making everybody wait for the live stream to catch up.
You.
We've been showing everybody what we have. And so Trey showed him there. That's a good quality fold there from Edward. That it's a guarantee I would have never made. I would have just called it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like if it's a 2 or 3 or something that didn't make a straight or a flush, he's calling any bet other than the board pairing.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of the people at the table want to know. I know that E. McKenzie had some sort of. He was trying to raise money because people want to get Nick from Yuma at a game, someplace.
Really?
Any place. Oh yeah. So Nick, we know you're out there. You're all over the place, but I know that a lot of players want to see you just get at one game, any game, someplace. So if you're out there, keep listening because somebody's going to help you out.
There you go.
I
Nick's
have
going to be playing at
all
Rounders.
of the big bosses behind me. Does that mean that I have to get up now? Oh, okay. I thought the muscle came in. I'm like, listen, you can't stay. But I'm sober. I'm not like Bones. Bones, if you're out there, I'm not pulling a Bones. I'm just having a good time over here. How much time we got left on the live stream?
About 28 minutes.
28 minutes? Oh, okay. Good. All right. Well, I'm going to go back and play a little bit. I feel like trying to.
Is the
punt
table
some more.
is the table
Oh
full?
yeah,
or?
the table's full. We're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere tonight.
No.
And for
Oh, look at this. I don't even know what happened. But standard DQ, I 3-bet to 675 with 8-9 of spades, right? And look at Thunderbird over there with pocket tens. He is licking his chops.
the deck hit him in the forehead.
Yeah, he is looking for revenge. He's been looking for revenge all night.
Trying to get that 5K back.
Absolutely, which will never happen.
And it says 5.8, which we know is like 12,000.
That's correct.
Right?
Because he can't see all the
Blackjack?
I tried to spread them out. So
No,
that-
I counted your
yeah.
stack. Like you had 12,000 something.
Right, but that's okay. I'd like everybody to think I only have 5.8 thousand. But you can see he's looking at this, and what he's really thinking is there's no way DQ is that strong, which he was correct as usual.
Yeah.
And he's going to call, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens on the flop after he makes this call.
But that's a really good 3-bet with suited connectors out of the
Absolutely.
big blind.
Well, but it's not only a good bet for me on the big blind, but they're not going to put me on it.
No, it's a way higher value hand than
Right.
anybody would expect with you
So-
out of the big blind.
So we look at the flop over here:
Oh,
six of
my
spades,
gosh.
three of
Oh.
spades, ace of spades. So now I have to sit there and go, what am I going to do?
yeah, the eights.
And
the ace costs you
Thunderbird is
money.
looking here going, gosh, did DQ really call me with ace something? And he's probably thinking ace deuce. He's not putting me on a quality hand. And what am I doing? I'm doing a continuation bet. I've got 4 spades. And at this point, I'm actually willing to put all 12,000 in on that draw. And
Right.
because everyone here who's played with me knows that I'm willing to do it, and I've done it so many times, I'm going to get a good quality fold. And I appreciate that, Trey, for folding the best hand. Because I never said,
Well,
look at me, 63% VPIP. I don't actually know what that
You're
means.
low.
but-
You're
and-
getting lower.
Am I getting lower?
Yeah.
And there
Oh,
again,
damn.
well, and there again, just exactly what you said. There was the mistake I made on the hand against Thunderbird is not going all in. And boy, that's you're sure right about that aggression. Aggression and
So when I
and betting with a wide range.
So it's going to sound silly. When I started watching poker, the person when I first started watching it on TV, the person I watched was Gus Hansen. So if
Wow.
you remember watching Gus Hansen,
Right.
you couldn't put that guy on a hand to save your life.
Absolutely.
He raised everybody. He had ultimate aggression. And at that time, he was still winning. Of course, he's a champion backgammon player as well.
Right.
And I don't really see him much on the poker scene, but I always liked that. I was like, why do I want to sit back, only play the best hands? And I do realize that for people that do this for a living, they're trying to make money, and they're trying to make money at it. And I'm fortunate. I have a very good job at Dairy Queen, and they pay me very good to make blizzards and clean up the restrooms and everything. So I get to sit here and I get to have some fun playing cards over here. And there's, sometimes when I go play games where you have nothing but Raoul's on the table, then I'm forced to play real poker.
Right.
And I can. I just don't enjoy it.
Right.
I want to have some fun, and we've got a good group of people. If you haven't been watching, we've been laughing. Not Raul. Raul doesn't laugh, but everybody else laughs and has a great time, and we're having a lot of fun in the chat over there. And for those of you that don't know, Rhonda's got like everybody on the chat talking about it.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
absolutely hilarious.
yeah.
Like Rhonda's like the star. Like,
absolutely.
like Rhonda's Gladys Knight, and we're all her pips. That's what it is.
And Raul should be smiling. He's up $5,000 tonight.
Well, he is
Yeah.
because DQ gave it all. I don't know if he beat anybody
How
else.
much is
but
he
me.
up tonight?
Over 5,000.
He's up. Well, I think he bought in for 5.
No, he bought him for
Four-
3,500.
3,500. So yeah, so he's up
3,500.
5,000. I'm pretty
Oh
sure
no,
it's
that
on
was
the-
Robert. Excuse me.
No, I bought him for
40
35.
42.
42.
Yeah.
So he's doubled up. He's done very good. Hey, Jen, I'm still waiting on that invitation to go to Colorado. I'm all set to go over there. We'll go play some cards. All right, so where are we at here? Look
Well,
at
the chat
Thunderbird.
stream's been pretty active tonight.
Well, you know, and it's interesting. So obviously everything is completely wrong on the stack size there. But maybe El Thunderbird does have 12,500. Rhonda probably does have 12. I know mine is wrong.
well, he won the
That
hand
one
with the
double
set.
up. Yeah, that
with-
one double up.
Yeah.
Or close to it. Rhonda is the bomb.
You
Well,
know
she has
the other full house he had in the early part of the session with an ace 4 against Robert. That was such a well played and a very hidden hand. Robert had no idea what hit him.
No, it's wonderful when these things happen. That's for sure. So what do we got going on here?
Rhonda with Queen Jack
Rhonda
from
with
under the
Queen
gun.
Jack.
She's not
Look
going to
at
play
Cats
that.
over
Apparently,
there.
she only plays aces.
Randy over there with Queen 10. So Randy, not to critique Randy, but here's Randy over here. He's got Queen 10 of diamonds. He's under the gun. He's just going to call. And unfortunately, Randy gets to these positions to where if somebody makes a 2-bet or a 3-bet, he just doesn't call. He lets it go. And so, with these type of positions, I'm going to raise. And I'm going to raise a pretty decent amount, like 250, 275.
Well,
so that only people like Chaz call, like only the top ones right there.
Well, but even then, with Queen 10 suited, he's got a lot of equity even into a 3-bet. And unless it gets out of hand, he should be making that call. I mean, he's over folding if
There you go,
you
bet
know.
in the fold.
Right, because that's unfortunately that's how he's going to play that. And so when you've played with players like that a lot, and you know what they're going to do,
You just
then
exploit it,
That's right.
yeah.
You can just be aggressive. So V, it's DQ. I'm on the mic over here. So I think I am going to go back and play because I wanted to
All
come
right.
in and say hi. I've never been here before, but I
Appreciate you coming
here.
by.
Just wanted to say hello to everybody out there in the chat. Really appreciate you guys coming out here. Smash the likes out there,
do okay.
so that way we can keep going. And I'm going to go back and try to punt off some more money. Oh, look who just showed up! The
Oh, we have
Yeah.
Miss Rhonda, my girl.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. We have to go. Bye. What?
All right, DQ. Thank you, buddy.
All right, guys.
Thanks for
DQ,
stopping in.
I enjoyed playing with you today.
We want to thank everybody that's out there watching on YouTube. Thank you very much. A lot of viewers. We got some likes. So if you'd like to hit the like and subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it.